All right, welcome back. We are live for you at the IC Results Centre in Tshwane. And as you can see on the board behind us, it is still 94%. So results ticking in slowly but surely. We are at 21,354 out of the 22,612 voting districts completed. But as we usually do on a Friday, we take a look now at our social media feed, and we're picking up some trends and analysis that we've had on social media. And with me, as usual, is Neo Matlong from our SABC Digital News. Neo, good to have you with us here at the IC Centre.
Nice to have you here, Natasha.
Not feeling too overwhelmed?
No, not
with
at
all these people around us watching us while we do this?
Not really, but there are a lot of numbers coming in.
Okay, great. So let's start with some of the trends that you've picked up. We look at the voting age or the voting mentality. What have you kind of seen? I would imagine it's young people that are hitting the social media, hitting Twitter, hitting Facebook to put on that they have voted or to put on what they're feeling about this election period.
Yeah, we have seen a number of young people taking part on social media. I mean, the impressions right now stand at 2 million, meaning people are interacting. It's young people, but also in the past we've seen that older generation is getting onto social media. We've got politicians who are older than most of us, but they are on social media. They are communicating with people their age. But the numbers look good. I mean, the impressions are good. But as you've seen in the past few days, there's been a new narrative that's happening on social media. People are really taking it to them.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. The what they call the Black Twitter with the hashtag. Tell us about that hashtag that we've seen coming up, because that kind of gives us a sense of the narrative that people have adopted over this time.
I mean, South Africans are very creative, especially when it comes to social media, and they've dubbed it as Black Twitter. But what's happening is that we saw a hashtag called if the DA wins, and we also saw a hashtag called if things Mmusi Maimane did, which trended a lot days before the elections. And what we saw on our data analysis is that his name got picked up. He's not that active, and the DA is not that active on social media, but that day there was an impression, there is no such thing as bad publicity at all.
Absolutely. No. Okay. So what do those tweets kind of tell us? Because you mentioned the DA, you mentioned Mmusi Maimane, and the DA has always been the party that has said we're not a black or a white party, or we're specifically not a white party. They've tried to change that label. Do you think they've succeeded?
They've been consistent when it comes to social media and the campaign that they're pushing. Out of all the parties, they've been consistent with their hashtags. But what social media is pointing out is that people are not really buying the idea as of yet. But as you've seen the numbers, the voting coming in, so that is just a small group of people on social media. Yes, they are making fun of the DA, and yes, they think it's a white party. But I think the perception has changed. I mean, the votes are telling a different story than what's happening on social media.
All right. People also picking up irregularities.
Yeah.
Have you been able to quantify that on social media?
There are irregularities. You have to know that this is not the first elections where we have social media. So people have been taking pictures previously, and now there are people who are reposting those pictures, like the ballot papers that were found. What needs to happen is that they need to be verified before you say this is an actual fact, because it's not. And posting your ballot paper on social media is not allowed at all, but we've seen other parties reposting those pictures, and we've seen people posting those pictures, which is illegal.
All right. Obviously, if we look at the last election, social media has sort of quadrupled. More people using it to showcase what's happening in their lives. And often what we saw on Wednesday was everybody with their thumbprints with the mark. Yeah. Did you see quite a bit of that?
There was a lot of those pictures. I mean, they did it the previous elections, but now it exploded even more. But what also was interesting is the hashtag elections pickup lines. People took that to school.
Pickup lines. What is that all about?
Your honourable sir. They were using those the language that they use in Parliament to use as pickup lines on social media. Social media users have really taken light of the elections. As serious as they are, they know how to turn a situation into something that is educational to people, but also fun at the same time.
All right, Neo Matlong, our SABC Digital News specialist, joining me here live at the IC Results Centre, where we are slowly but surely reaching the end of the counting that's been taking place from yesterday. As you see the board there, 94%. So slowly but surely we're getting We're reaching the end, but it is still a tight race. We will bring you some numbers from the results centre here. So do stay with us. It's back to our Johannesburg studio.